Hello everybody, welcome to episode 61 of the Pod of War Gamecast. I'm your host, EOF Gizmo, joined this week by Massive Das Chris Pengelly.
Hello everyone.
And the man, the myth, the legend, it is CW Lanky.
Hello.
So boys and girls, we're almost to Christmas, which is quite exciting.
We're nearly there, boys. You've nearly made it.
We've nearly made it. I mean, Christmas doesn't mean anything to people like us, it's just time off to play games, am I right?
Hell yeah.
And we're going to talk about that in a minute. Before we get to that, let's do the usual rigmarole. Let's talk about what we've bought and played this week. I think there's only one place we can start really with this, isn't it? So let's start with Chris Pengelly.
Oh yeah.
So what have you bought, sold, played in the last week or so, Pengy?
I was saying, since the last episode, I have finished God of War, Ragnarok,
Congratulations.
and I have got 97% of the trophies because I'm one of the unfortunate ones that has a bugged trophy. It's the only trophy with the bug flagged on through trophies, and I happen to have it. So I'm stuck on 97%, missing one trophy.
That is brutal. Do you have any hope that that is fixable, or do you think that is buggered?
I'm hoping they just patch it because I've seen because I was trying to figure out, well, where's this item to make this other item, and then I've seen a couple of YouTube videos on it, and then like one of the guys were trying to figure out where the item says, like load of comments, and people have put in bug reports. I've put in a bug report as well, and if Corey Bortlog is watching this, which he isn't, can you please fix this so I can get my platinum trophy, please?
I mean, you did just ask very nicely, to be fair to you, Chris.
And to be fair, Corey does watch these, so I'm sure he'll get straight on that.
Yeah, so I basically got the platinum, but not got the platinum. So it's like 58 hours played of that game, and you know, a little bit annoying.
Chris is a little bit annoying. He snapped his disc in half and threw it out the window.
Yeah,
He was so annoyed that he sold his Steam Deck.
I was that annoyed. Yeah.
So let's pull one out before we get into what you replaced it with. Let's pull one out for Chris's Steam Deck, Craig. Just a moment of silence.
That's long enough.
That's long enough. Yeah, I think we all knew that wasn't going to last long. I mean, I don't think even me and Craig had it on the bingo card for 2022, but...
Oh, well, I mean... I did. I didn't think it would go quite as catastrophically bad as it has done, to be honest with you. I thought it was going to... I thought it was going to end badly, but not quite this badly.
So what do we learn, Chris? You should listen to me and Craig, and we give you a reasonable argument for it?
Yes.
So obviously you've sold the Steam Deck. You've replaced it with a console in about 20 games already. So let's go through it, Pengy. What have you bought?
Well, I surely want to know what else I've been playing.
Unless you have played something you've bought before you've told us that you've bought it, Chris, yeah.
I'm totally lost my train of thought now. Anyway, what else I played is Save Room, which I've talked about before on the podcast, which I was holding off until I got Platinum 50, which was Astrobot. Well, God of War was going to be 50 until I got the bug, and then it was Astrobot. Something. So
how are you able to play Astrobot, Chris?
Because I bought PS5 last episode.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh God, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's all rolled into one.
Yeah, I had the PS5 last episode.
Wait, did you sell the Steam Deck by last episode?
No, I saw.
I was about to say.
That's what's confused me. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Save Room, I bought that, and it has not one but 2 platinum trophies.
Yeah, I did see this appear in my inbox on True Trophies, Chris Pengelly.
Why does it have 2? What nonsense?
Because it's a PlayStation game, because it's got a PS4 version and a PS5 version.
A PS5 version.
It's fucking disgusting, isn't it? It's
So
awful.
I played the PS4 version of the game, which took me like 2 hours. So it's not like a 5 seconds, platinum like.
The bar is low, but it's not that low. I guess is the way to.
No, it's actually a really fun sort of like puzzle game, which is sort of based on Resident Evil, like the music and how he goes save room when you start, and then you've got to try to get your like handgun and your shotgun into your like briefcase from like Resident Evil 4 style, and you have to like move it like a bit like Tetra blocks and stuff, and it's actually quite. But then the PS5 play, because I've already played the 40-odd levels and knew how to do the puzzles, took me about half an hour to get that platinum. So I got the 2 platinums from Save Room. So really I should have 3 platinums there. I should have my God of War, my 2 Save Room platinums. So that. I'll stick to platinum. So today I've been playing the PS5 version of Gardens Between. which is now the fourth time I finished that game. I finished it on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Switch. So I've got the platinum trophy on that as well. So I really should have four platinum
So you've
trophies.
got two platinums on that as well.
Well, yeah, I have the PS4 and the PS5. I had the PS4 one
Oh god,
when
it's
it
so
launched.
bad. No, this is dismal, isn't it? Why did they do this?
So I got the PS4 platinum like 2016 when it launched, and then I've now got obviously the 2022 PS5 platinum. The game looks really good as well. Like it's 4K, HDR, 60 frames a second. They've done something else with the anti-aliasing and that. And it's like it actually looks top notch. The only version I have that I haven't actually played is the Stadia version, which I still think I could technically play and finish the game for a fifth time if I really wanted to.
Yeah, it's actually a fun game. I
Yeah, it's
I got
really
the completion on Xbox. I liked it a
yeah,
lot.
yeah. I got it on there as well. So got that. So that takes me up to 53 platinums. Should be 54. Um, platinums on PlayStation. The other thing I played on PlayStation, I played last night the Forspoken demo, which took me like 40 minutes, I think. I went into it thinking, because a lot of previews and that, oh, it's really bad. Quests are like really fetch questies and stuff like that. I didn't think it was too bad. The combat is really fun, running around. You got to keep holding like the triggers and stuff to like run around with that. It's a bit weird. But it's quite cool. It looks good. I played it in the frame rate mode, 60 frames. I did try the other two modes. They looked a bit better, but not that much to sacrifice 60 frames for 30 frames and stuff. I thought it was quite fun. It just dumps you in the world though, so you have like no, why is Faye in this world? Why have you got these powers, etc. It's not like a normal Square Enix demo, which we've played like Triangle Strategy, where it starts you on like chapter 0 or whatever, just dumps you in the world, run around, do stuff. The one issue I had, Dave, you might remember this one. What was one of the issues with Dead Rising on the Xbox 360?
Tiny text.
Oh yeah, the text is tiny. I even put up this accessibility options. I put it on the largest, and the text is like unreadable. Like trying to go in the menus and try to like figure out, because it gives you like 5 quests to do, and one of them's to do with your cloak. I'm like, I can't even find where the cloak is. The text is so small, and that's even on large. And that, so it's cool. It's got all these accessibility options and that, which like you got the award at Game Awards and stuff for it. But it's like, yeah, the large is tiny. So hopefully they fix that for like people with real issues, and even like I was having issues with the game trying to figure out the menus just due to the text was so small. Of that, like I had to get my magnifying glass out to see, to read the menus.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll fix that. That sounds like something they can
Yeah.
do before launch. 'Cause it's out very soon. Is it January?
Yeah, January 24th.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's all I've played on PlayStation, and I also went back to Splatoon 3 on Switch because I was on Area 6, so I've finished Splatoon 3 is where now says Area 6, and then another area as well. So I finished that over, the weekend sort of thing, which does take me to 52 games finished this year, and now we're finishing Splatoon 3, so...
Very nice, Pengy.
Yes.
So, what did you buy?
Oh, I may have bought 1 or 2 games, Dave.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't think it arrived last episode. And I already had it pre-ordered, and it's the PS4 version, but it has a free upgrade, and that's Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion. So that was already pre-ordered. That already arrived. I've done my free upgrade and stuff like that. So I've got that to play. So got that one. I may have took advantage of works discount and picked up Gotham Knights for 27 quid.
Oh God, why?
But why not? And I think Dave's also picked it up so we can play some co-op.
I have, but for much less than 27 in the end.
Yeah, so got that. So I got that, and I may have picked up a couple other games as well. I picked up Devil in Me, the newest Dark Pictures game, the PS4 version, because it was cheaper and has a free upgrade to the PS5 version. So, do it that way around. So got that.
How much was that, Pengy?
23 quid.
Crikey.
Yeah, so you got that. Got that one. I also picked Grand Blue Versus up.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, it's the fighting game from Arc System Works. Remember I talked about last year I should have bought it and not Guilty Gear Strive because it actually has the story mode. It has like a 6 hour.
Oh, it's not just a 4 hour
No,
anime.
this actually has a proper 6 hour story mode, stuff like that. And so yeah, so I got that to play. Like a weird fighting game. Who doesn't like a weird fighting game?
I mean, it's not something you talk about a great deal, but okay. How much was that one?
That was a tenner. And the cheapest I've ever seen it before was 45 quid. And until this week, it was going for over 20 on eBay. Now it's down to like a tenner on eBay as well. So it's gone down in price, but that might because it's on sale. So, I may also picked up Solstice on obviously PS5.
The hell's that?
It's a character action game. So think Bayonetta, but you've got two characters. Two sisters, and one of the sisters is a ghost.
Crikey, how much is this in the Penguins?
That was $24.99.
Dear Lord.
Yeah, it's a current gen only title.
I knew all this was coming, Craig.
You bought a lot of meh weird stuff here, Chris, haven't you?
Yeah.
You've really gone out and gone, what's the kind of like dullest, what can I spend my money on and get like the least kind of bang for my buck, actually interesting stuff possible, and this is what you've ended up with.
Obviously, I thought this was interesting instead of going for like the Midnight Suns of the world or the Call of Duties.
Is that everything you bought, Chris?
No, I also bought Siberia, the fourth one.
I'd love you to defend Siberia because that game is awful.
Oh no, the fourth one reviewed very well on PC.
Yeah, on PC.
Oh, if only you had a PC device, you could have played it on it.
It's got an 82, I believe, on Open Critic. Hasn't got any console reviews, but it has got an 82, I believe.
But reviewers also gave High on Life 69 it's on now. So let's not trust reviewers too much, Chris.
Yeah. So
lovely. Well, that was the Chris.
Is this Souls-like? Is this Souls-like?
No, you're thinking of Steel Rising. This is more of Devil May Cry Bayonetta.
Yeah,
I'm watching I'm watching a trailer for it at the moment.
They literally came out a week apart, I think, Steel Rising and Solstice, which makes it a little bit more confusing because they're both like that same sort of tier of game as well.
It's all good. I look forward to hearing about Chris's Demon Souls review. Now he's got PS5 again soon, so.
I have Demon Souls installed
God.
because it's on PlayStation Plus. But
right, let's move on. Before I have an aneurysm. Craigo, what have you played this week? I'm not even going to say bought because I know you haven't bought anything. You never do.
Well, you say that, Dave.
Oh God, surely not.
There must be balance in this world, right?
So you've bought a Steam Deck.
So Chris has sold his Steam Deck, yeah?
Yeah.
So, no, I've not gone and bought one. No, I didn't. I didn't do that. I didn't do that at all. No, all I've played is Tinykin. I've finished it now. It took about 9 hours, I want to say, to finish to get the credits. Brilliant game. Definitely check it out if you have Game Pass. Even if you don't have Game Pass, I think it's about 20 quid to buy it on the other systems.
Correct.
It's worth that. It's a very fun game. Very chill. I was tempted to go for the completion because it does have a very high completion percentage on True Achievements. But there's a lot of pollen you've got to collect, and trying to find all that pollen, Dave, especially on some of the levels when you've only got like, it'd be like, oh, you've got to get like 1,200, and you've got like 5 left to find. I think I tried for about 10 minutes on one of the levels, and then I was like, nah, I'm I'm good actually. I was like, I've enjoyed myself with this game, and I don't want like to spend like 5 hours trying to find this goddamn pollen on each of the levels, and then like hate this game forever because I trying to do that. So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna achievement hunt like the easy ones, pick off the ones that I can get without too much like faff, and then leave it there. So that's basically all I've done. Is I finished it. I want to say I finished on about 700 gamer score, which isn't bad.
Very nice.
And then that's all I've played. I was gonna play some High on Life the other night, but I realised I forgot to install it. So that always helps.
Yeah,
Top tip. Top deck gamer tip there for everyone listening. If you want to play a game, actually install it first. Otherwise, you'll be very disappointed when you get there and it's not installed.
You could have played it through the cloud while it was installing.
I could have done. You're right, I guess. So yeah, I have installed that now, and then I've also installed the Final Fantasy that Dave managed to secure some codes for the boys.
It's turned out it's very easy to get Xbox codes.
Yeah, so I'm going to play that next, as they were nice enough to give us codes. I'm going to start that this week.
Hashtag. I think I have to say hashtag sponsored.
Yeah. So I'll definitely start that this week, and then I can actually give some thoughts on that next week. And it's going to be interesting because I have never played a Final Fantasy game, never even played it for like a second.
It's a very interesting one to start on, I bet.
Yeah. So yeah, this could be an interesting couple of weeks for me playing this. I'm kind of looking forward to it. To be fair, I'm like, I'll give it an honest.
Well, as
try.
we all have access to, there will be a actually sponsored video that we'll do when the time is right.
Yeah, when Chris has finished buying absolute trash.
Yeah, when Chris has bought every other Final Fantasy game, played all of those for 10 minutes, then moved on. I love that. So is everyone else done with what they've bought, what they played?
Yeah, that's it from me. It's just you, Davey. Hit us.
So all I've bought is, as Chris said earlier, I bought a copy of Gotham Knights. I think in the end it cost me $23.99 on Amazon. So my plan is to play it, finish it, sell it, if I'm honest.
Or just sell it. Oh, that could be a...
I quite like the Arkham game, so I'm willing to try and see what it's like. I mean, we're a few patches deep now, aren't we? So we'll see. It can't be as bad as Saints Row. So that's all you need to know. That's what I've played. Two have been quite heavy on
the review on the box when we finished it. It's not as bad as Saints Row.
It's probably the sticker I'm going to stick on the inside of it when I sell it on eBay. Not as bad as Saints Row. That's what I've been playing. Like I said last week, I've been using my game, so I've been playing High on Life in bed. Really funny game. Really funny game. It just goes places, Craig. It goes places you don't expect a video game to go, and you're just like, okay then.
That game is doing so ridiculous. I don't know if you've seen any of the. I think it's Benji sales on Twitter.
Yeah,
it's like number one most popular game on Game Pass. It's overtaken Minecraft.
Yeah, it's one of those that has like its user review scores are like ridiculously high, but obviously its critical review scores are not, because we all know why.
Yeah.
But your Xbox gave it a 4 because they were like, the jokes aren't funny. But then if you're not a fan of Rick or Morty or whatever,
You need some dark humor. Like, it's a dark humor game. Like, if you like Deadpool and you like Rick and Morty, then it's fun. If you don't want games to be funny and crude and vulgar, then you're not going to like it. But you should know that going in when you review it.
Yeah, I feel like if you're going to go into this reviewing it going, I don't like any of this work that this guy's done before, maybe you're not the best person to review it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. But really enjoyable game. I too have played some Tinykin. It's been kind of waylaid by High on Life and other games I've been playing, but still going to get to it. It's really fun. And the other Xbox game I've been playing a lot of is Grapple Dog, which I've talked about many times on here. I think it's one of the most underrated games that's come out this year, because literally no one talks about it, and it's so good. Even better on Xbox because it just runs better, has achievements. And I'm about 7 hours into that, and I think I've got 2 worlds left. 100% absolutely not. I'm just not that good at platformers anymore. But really, really fun game. Again, I think it's £12 retail to download. So if it's ever on sale, I highly recommend it. I like it a lot more than a lot of the ones that people love. Like, I like it a lot more than, say, like Celeste and stuff like that. Because I think this is just a bit more, I don't know, just a bit more fun, as opposed to being all about like feelings and stuff. Because I don't like that indie rubbish, boys. Anything else we've played?
God,
I've been playing.
only 49 people, sorry, have played this on True Achievements. That's how like small this game is.
Right? It's like no one has played it. Like
Yeah.
I only know it because I follow the developer on Twitter. I played it. I got a review code or like a beta code for it on Switch at the start of the year, and then it's come to Xbox, not PS4, like a couple of like last month maybe. But yeah, really fun game. Like I said, if you ever get £12 or you get like a £5 gift card from Xbox Rewards and you want to put it towards an indie game, like it's good. It's really good. As for PlayStation, I've been playing. I just started Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, which is absolutely incredible looking. Like I'm already starting to see its potential to overtake Astro as my favorite PS5 game. Just incredible. Use of the dual sense is ridiculous. Like I'm using the performance ray tracing mode, the 60 frames with ray tracing at 1080p. It is so gorgeous. It's ridiculous. Like it's probably the best looking game I've ever seen. Like it's ridiculous how good that game is. So really enjoying that. And then today on PS Plus, they put out a load of games. But the main one I've been playing is a PSP Sony developed pinball game called Pinball Heroes, Craig. And it's a pinball game and it has 10 tables based on PS3 games. And I've been playing that. And you know what? I haven't played a pinball game in a while. It's actually quite fun. I'm actually 5 trophies away from being one of the first 10 people to get the platinum.
Oh,
Nice.
Because I have just done all the miscellaneous trophies and I've now just got to hit the high scores on like 4 of the tables left. I've got the platinum for it. But,
nice.
Was there an early, like, when would it be in like the PS3 life cycle? So like the board's like Heavenly Sword and
so
War.
it's like the first table is Pain. Do you remember Pain?
Okay. Yeah.
And something Valley Bowling. Then it's like Motorstorm, Wipeout Fury, Fat Princess, Uncharted 1, Mod Nation Racers. I think there's one more, but I'm not sure. But it's so PS3. Like it's so, and this is the first PSP game they've added trophies to, which is good. But I mean, I wish it was Ridge Racer 2. Really wish it was Ridge Racer 2, but because I would absolutely play a PS1 racing game for trophies. But yeah, so I'm trying to get all of the PS1 games into platinum, and I'm not doing too bad with them. But it's obviously I'm only doing it once. I'm not doing a Chris, and I'm not playing the PS4 build for another platinum. I'm just playing the PS5 builds for everything. But yeah, it's fun. It's a really fun game. And that is me this week. So, boys and girls, let's get to our topic of the show. So we couldn't really think of one, if we're honest. So we decided to go for most anticipated games of 2023, which is quite exciting.
It's that time of the year, isn't it?
It is that time of the year. We want to save we're going to do our. We believe in doing our game of the year once the year is over. So
Yeah,
our
we're
game
like
of
the opposite of everyone else.
Dave. Absolute heresy.
right?
Yeah.
So there is a form going out. Probably Christmas Eve is probably when I'll write it. For the boys to fill in, send back to me, and then I'll collate, and that'll probably be the first New Year episode, probably like the second, right? Maybe something like that. But yes, before we get to that, let's look to the future. Let's be excited. So Craig tasked Pengy with coming down with a list that he could not Pengles his way out of. So we're very interested to see what this is. So Craigo, let's go start with you. Game number 1.
Yeah, I mean, you have to set rules whenever you do anything with Chris Mengele. So just for everyone, the rules are: it has to be a video game, so no hentai, no novels that you won't read, and it had to have some definition of it was coming out in 2023. Yeah, which knocked off some of Chris's, I'm sure.
Knocked off three of my games.
Yeah, but my first one.
Sorry, 2 games, one show.
Yeah, exactly. No one cares about the shows. I'm going to go for the low-hanging fruit for me first. Probably my most anticipated game, and that's the Resident Evil 4 remake.
Oh,
as we know, boys,
that was not the low-hanging fruit I was expecting you to go for, Craig.
Yeah, well, I thought I'd leave the low-hanging fruit that me and you probably share for you, Dave. You know, I'll let you have your.
Let's be honest, it's probably the thumbnail for this episode.
And I mean, if all 3 of us are being honest, it'd probably be in all of us, but you know. Yeah, Resident Evil 4. I am the Resident Evil 4 stan now. Resident Evil stan, sorry, in general. I love all these games I play. I need to go back and play. This is just remind me. I need to go back and play the Village DLC. I believe is this February? want to
No,
say
it's
it's February, March. Yeah, so I've got a bit of time. I need to finish the Village DLC before I get to March, which should be very much doable. I'm sure it's only like 5 or 6 hours long. But yeah, I mean, it's been a an object of conflict, this game, because we all knew it was coming in our group chat. Some of us were more excited than others. Let's just say. We won't go into the details here because we don't want to bore everyone. But it's one that I've been wanting for quite some time after playing the 2 and 3 remakes. It's meant to be one of the best games ever made. If you listen to some people, so
it's in my top it's in my top 50 games of all time, quite high as well. I think it's like 20th or something like that.
there you go. It's Chris Pengelly's 20th greatest game of all time. What an accolade that is! That should go on the box. So yes, it's probably my most anticipated one. And I might actually could be a pre-order from Craig, which is
Fucking hell.
That's
one of the signs of the apocalypse, isn't it? Surely.
I can't remember what the last pre-order was, boys. It might have been something awful actually. Like I think it was Mass Effect Andromeda, which is not good.
That is a statement, isn't it?
Yeah, which this could be a disaster. I could have cursed this. Maybe I won't pre-order it. Maybe I won't.
I think
Maybe
Callisto Protocol has probably taken the low review hit of the horror games so far. So I think the next one will do better because of that, which I think is Dead Space.
Yeah, it'd be interesting how Dead Space does now after Callisto Protocol just being a remake.
I think it'll do better. But that's nice. Resident Evil 4. That's exciting, Chris. It's Craig, sorry. Very much a horror year next year, isn't it? The way it's shaping out. Which I'm sure Pengy will mention, and probably you'll mention as well when you get to your next ones. So, Pengy, what about you? What's your number one anticipated game? Not in no order, just the first one you want to talk about.
I've got mine in order, so my least anticipated, and it's only really the least anticipated because when it's coming out, it is from this recording. I think it is exactly a month away. So I was like, but if it was coming in April or something, I'm like, oh, definitely going on my list. It's so close. It's like iffy. But it is my favorite series. We've talked about it. We did the episode where we talked favorite deaths, and I mentioned these as my Nintendo favorite deaths, and that's Intelligent Systems Fire Emblem Engage, which obviously comes out the 20th of January.
Nice.
This being made by the Atelier guys, or is that the same studio?
Right. So Intelligent System have help from Koei Tecmo, and Gust, I believe, have provided the art this time. That's why it looks
so anime.
Yeah, but it also
kind of
looks...
my problem with it, if I'm honest.
It does look so anime, but I've seen like screenshots of it next to 3 houses and like in the battle, and it looks much better due to the art style it has. It looks much cleaner from that. Yeah, I love Fire Emblem. It's like I said, Fire Emblem 3 Houses is currently my favorite Switch game. So Engage has a lot to live up to from that. But yeah, early January RPG on the Switch. What can go wrong?
Oh god, I mean, yeah, it's funny. That was kind of weirdly falling off everyone's radar because I don't, like you said, I think it's too close. So people have just kind of forgotten. And Nintendo doesn't do frequent shows, do they? So people are like, oh yeah, Nintendo have got games.
And the only thing they've said about it recently is that it was going to get paid DLC, which is such a weird.
And there's like a weird anime pet that you can pet. It's like, okay.
Yeah, weirdly, the Japanese, I think, is Nintendo Twitter account, puts out content almost every day on the game. So they announce Erica is one of the emblems or something like 2 or 3 days ago, and it's like a 30-second trailer on Twitter, and it's kind of weird how they're doing it, but that's how they're like putting out all the stuff of like all the characters in the game and stuff like that, just doing like 30-second like things on Twitter. There was this like a 6 or 7 minute longer trailer like a week or 2 ago. It was almost right after the Game Awards they did that one. So yeah. Like I said, I think it's because it's so soon. People are like not anticipating it because it's just a month away. It's not like it doesn't feel like it's next year. If that makes sense.
Very nice, Pinky. Very nice. Right, well, I'm going to take the low hanging fruit because might as well, and that's of course what is probably, if I were to predict what will be my favorite game next year, this is probably the one that's going to be, and that will be Jedi Fallen. Is it just Fallen Order Jedi Survivor, Craig? I can never remember.
I keep getting confused about what this game's called.
It's Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which was named number 4 on my list.
Okay, well, it's one of my first ones. First game was probably my favorite Star Wars anything for the last 10 years. And I like The Mandalorian a lot. I just loved Jedi Fallen Order, and I'm going to play it again. Absolutely going to play it again for a Platinum Trophy. Before this, I'm going to play the PS5 version one way or the other. But yeah, just really excited for it. I mean, the trailer they showed was ridiculously good at the Game Awards. It's coming out in March. Unfortunately, I think I'm actually in America on launch day. So it is going to be one of those where I grab that on the way back, I think. But yeah, very excited for Jedi Fallen Order and see what Cal Kestis is up to, see what the link to the High Republic stuff is. Just kind of see. I mean, Respawn has literally never done me wrong. So my faith is with them, and I think this is going to be a great game.
Yeah, I mean, this is one that I imagine we'll all play. So this could be, spoiler alert, this could be the Pod of War 2023 game of the year. This could be.
Could be, yeah.
Oh, that's a bold prediction. Bold prediction, Craig. So, Craigo, what's your next one?
Oh, Craigo, on that one, will you be picking it up, or will you be waiting for it to be on EA Play?
I think I will be picking that one up. Most EA games, I just wait for EA Play and Game Pass, but I think that's going to be a day one or close to day one. I would imagine, just because it's.
I believe it's like the same day as Resident Evil 4 remake, or like 2 or 3 days apart. So what a week for Craigo.
Well, that is a decision, isn't it? That's a decision that I'm going to have to make. You're right. It is. I'm looking now. So this is the 17th of March, and Resident Evil is the 24th. Oh, that's brutal. That's absolutely
you can finish
brutal.
Star Wars Jedi Survivor in like 4 days.
Absolutely not. Not the speed I play games now. No, that is okay. Scrap what I said about Resident Evil 4 being my first pre-order. It could be Star Wars as that comes out like 7 days before. Yeah.
Shenanigans, boys. Shenanigans. But yes, Craigo, give us another game.
So I'm going to go for one that we've not really seen anything of, and I'm not really pengling it here because the only bit we have seen, I believe they said it was 2023. I'm going to go for Alan Wake 2.
Oh, there's a pull.
Yeah. I believe this has only ever been shown. Was it the Game Awards last year?
No, didn't they have a trailer this year? I
believe I fell asleep during Game Awards, so I don't.
It was like Gamescom, and it goes to like Alan's face as that being like the live action actor, and it's all red like around the background. That's like the only trailer we got, and he's holding his torch. Possibly,
I know this was definitely announced at a Keighley show, wasn't it? Because they had is it Sam Blake, the Remedy guy there?
Yeah.
Didn't they bring him out on stage? Yeah. I mean,
it was Gamescom because obviously they're based in.
That makes more sense.
Are they Finland?
They're Finnish.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes more sense. Chris is probably right there. But I love the first one. I love that setting. I think it's such a unique game, and Remedy just don't really go wrong, other than that awful Xbox exclusive that they did the single player.
They got paid very nicely to make.
Yeah, which I'm sure was a little bit of a cash.
We call that a tax write-off.
Yeah. But yeah, they don't really go wrong other than that. Control was amazing. I think it was in my top 25. Top 25.
Still not played it, by the way. Just let you know.
Yeah, you're a terrible person, Dave.
Yeah, right. Control is really good.
I know. I literally own the Ultimate Edition via PS Plus as well. I just have never.
It has possibly the best level in gaming, and you've not played it.
Well, it's on the list for next year, Craigo. It's on the backlog list. Don't worry.
It's doable platinum as well.
That's why it's on the list, Craigo. That's why it's on the list.
Yeah, so it's definitely one that I want to play. I'm not. I would not surprise me if this is 2024. I'll be honest.
Did you ever pick up the remaster?
No,
because it's consistently cheap. Like I think I just looked now because I was curious. It's currently on a Amazon deal for $14.99.
I never played the weird standalone
American Nightmare
demo. Was it? No, not demo. Like DLC sort of thing they did. Either. Did you play that, Chris?
Yeah, I didn't play American Nightmare, but I did do the DLC of Alan Wake, which comes after. I think it's like 2 chapters.
It's
I played it.
£13 on Xbox.
Yeah, because I think it was when I went back to it as soon as it came backwards compatible on Xbox One, the 360 version. They did that and got the like DLC and did the achievements. And I did play the remaster on PS5. It definitely has shown its age, but Control, like you said, is fantastic. So if they put what they learned from Control over to Alan Wake 2, then it should be great.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
It was one I was thinking of. I just didn't think. I was like, I'm not sure if I've seen the 23 date or not on it.
I'm sure on that first announcement it was Alan Wake and it's 2023. I'm sure.
Well,
What a hill turn if I've broken my own rules here,
You've
boys.
become everything you hate.
It was me, Austin.
It was me all along.
Yeah.
Pengy, your next one.
Well, Star Wars has gone for my number 4, so we're going to my number 3. And it had to be on this list. Even though I think the first one is the most overrated game of all time.
Last of Us 2's already come out.
It's Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom.
Wow. I'm so excited for your revisionist history about this game.
Oh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to torture you about this.
If they just put dungeons in it, I just want to give me my 8 dungeons. I do my 8 dungeons. They give me items to defeat bosses and stuff. Then I'm
sure there's more you were annoyed about.
But yeah, I'm happy.
It was too fun, Craig. That was the problem.
Don't forget, we do have a video on the channel called top most hated games, where Chris talks extensively about his.
That's where you can catch Chris's views. They are his own views. They're not the views of the channel.
I think we lost you there, Dave.
Yeah.
It's okay. I was just saying how these were your views, no one else's views, Chris.
Yeah, I don't like the breakable weapons either. I don't like that. Sort of thing.
But yes, we'll see.
But the lack of dungeons is the biggest one. But if you have dungeons in the air or underground, like 4 in the ground, 4 in the air, or something, that would be big for
Craig.
Well, it could be 6, it could be 9, but 8 is, the traditional number.
We will see, I think, with Zelda. But yeah, I mean, it was also on my list. Is it going to be one that you actually turn your Switch on for, Craig, or is the Switch lost to time?
I wouldn't hold your breath, boys.
No, I'm not going to. Okay. We'll keep the flow moving. My second one is a pull that I don't think anyone's even remembered, but is probably going to be, if I'm going to pre-order a game day one, I'm not in a different country to play, because we don't have a date yet, but we do have 2023. That is Assassin's Creed Mirage. I've liked the most recent Assassin's Creed games, but I yearn to play something a bit more similar to Rogue and Black Flag, and like stuff like that. And this looks like a nice balance between the two games, 2 different types of games. So I'm really curious if this is a return to form. They've taken the time with it, so I'm just really, really curious to see Assassin's Creed Mirage when it comes out.
Yeah, I think they've said that it's not going to be the kind of 100 hours that Valhalla and Odyssey,
which is probably for the best.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what's. I've never played Valhalla, and I'm just like, I don't know if I've got another. Like, I played Odyssey for pretty much 100 hours. I don't know if I've got that in me again. Like, for Assassin's Creed, so I'm quite excited for Mirage. I really hope that they've kind of trimmed the fat and gone back to some of the roots maybe.
Yeah, I'm hopeful, and I'm looking forward to playing that, and I'm sure it'll be Ubisoft up to high heaven, of course, but we'll see.
Slight off topic, but not. You see, there's been leaks of Assassin's Creed codename Jade.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen them, but to be honest with you, I'm kind of trying to stay away from leaks and stuff at the minute, because I just think it ruins it. Like, it's kind of like the thing I wish I hadn't seen the leaks for Jedi. There'll be plenty of Assassin's Creed coming out, don't you worry. Don't you worry. So Craig, is it Craig again now?
Yes.
Right, back around to, sorry, my brain's completely gone. Back around to you, Craig, next game.
So I'm going to go for, having just played Deathloop and enjoyed that probably more than I thought I was going to, given the sort of game it is, and being a big fan of the first Dishonored, I'm going to go for Redfall. I'm more excited for this than I am for Starfield, so it's weird. But I like everything I see in this game, and weirdly, the more they talk about it, the more they show, I think it just keeps looking better. Because everyone thought it was going to be like a Back for Blood sort of game when it was first shown, and they keep saying that it's not that; it's more Borderlands style, which is much more exciting. It's something I'm much more likely to play for a longer time. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I think people still think it's because I was watching a kind of funny thing, and then they had Snowbike Mike on it, and he compared it to like Back for Blood, and I can't
I
remember the other
know.
one he did.
Whenever you watch any like anything on IGN of it, they keep saying it, and then whenever you see any dev interviews, these poor devs are literally like, "Yeah, no, it's not that, guys, it's not that," and then
Yeah,
they just keep saying it.
it's
It's like
because
just listen to the poor
yeah,
devs.
it's just because the Xbox doesn't have the media following that PlayStation and Sony and Nintendo do. So people just aren't interested in a weird way. So they only watch the big shows. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so even
I
like
think part of it is just these journalists are just so like ignorant.
yeah,
They're
that's
just
what,
so,
that's literally what I
set in
mean.
their
They
ways,
don't do their research. Because they just don't care. They don't play on Xbox, so they're just not fussed. So it's just like, oh well, yeah. Well, when they do the big show, we'll take every bit of information we deem from that show, but we won't watch the dev interview. We won't read the dev vlogs. But if it was a PlayStation blog, you damn right that like there'd be a whole show of Greg Miller reading every word. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's beside the point. Screw IGN, by the way. I've got no time for IGN anymore.
Plus, I was on about Snowbike Mike. Who's
I know. I'm just saying. But so even Snowbike Mike, like I love Mike, but
Mm.
he doesn't play Xbox. He plays his like 4 games he likes on Xbox, but he's not there like he's not Craig. You know what I mean? He's not like, oh, I'm playing every indie game.
but yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, rant
a
aside.
vampire Borderlands sort of game made by Arcane is something that sounds very appealing to me.
And Craig's first Game Pass selection of this little event.
Yeah, definitely.
So Pengi, we got to keep this fast. I've got about 15 minutes. So I want to keep this under an hour. I'm determined. So I've got to start ranting. Pengi, go, shoot, bang.
So my number 2 is Final Fantasy 16.
Ugh, I forgot you like
Which
Final
you've
Fantasy 16.
which I've talked about many times on the podcast. It's the first mainline Final Fantasy in 7 years. It's done by the team that did Final Fantasy 14, which I've never really played because it's an MMO, but everyone loves that. So it should be good, and it has a date of like June 22nd, I believe. So very exciting.
Nice. Craig obviously hasn't played a Final Fantasy yet, so he'll have an opinion once he's played Crisis Core. I'm very torn with 16 and just need to see. I need to see more gameplay because the setting I like, the characters I like, but it's the gameplay that always puts me off these modern Final Fantasy games. Which is why my transition, boys. My next anticipated game is the Final Fantasy Pixel Remasters collection that was just announced for this year, finally coming to console, and I'm very excited to play almost all of those games on PS4. But yeah, it was 16. It's just the combat. I don't want it to be like Dark Souls. I don't want it to be like Devil May Cry. I want it to be like Final Fantasy, and they just aren't like that anymore. And it upsets me. It upsets me.
Were the
that's
Pixel remakes, were they like mobile games or something?
They
like
were on
Mobile
mobile
PC.
and Steam.
Okay.
So and now they're coming to everything apart from Xbox. And the physical edition, and the physical edition was like ridiculously expensive.
It's already sold out.
It's already sold out because it's
Everyone's
limited. It's
moaning
Square Enix,
it's
so
really
it's limited.
expensive. Yeah, it's already sold out.
Yeah,
So.
if they just normal release, I think it would have sold like millions. But for some reason, they decided they're going to do like a limited release. It's really strange, but Square Enix, right?
I kind of get what you're saying about the Final Fantasy, but I think that's also why Square put out things like Octopath Traveler.
But it's true. But then, why don't they just call that Final Fantasy and then call the weird ass game Octopath Traveler? Why do I have to not play the actual Final Fantasy with actual Final Fantasy characters?
I don't know.
Thank you. Why do they keep doing this to me?
I don't know. People get even more disappointed when Dragon Quest 12 is not like Dragon Quest.
Yeah, Dragon Quest 12 is another MMO. I hope the Dragon Quest 12 is a kart racer, Pengi. But anyway, Craig.
Yeah.
Is it bad to me? Bad to me.
Yeah, we're flying through, boy. We're flying through.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to throw a little bit of a curveball in the mix. I'm going for a game that comes out on June 6th. That is Diablo 4. And this is from someone who's never played a Diablo game, never had any interest in Diablo.
Very interesting pick from you there, Craig.
I know, right? I think this was shown in the Xbox showcase at E3.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was
definitely
the
shown.
only non-Game Pass game shown, I
That's
believe.
it.
Well, non-Game Pass
I,
so far.
yeah, exactly. We'll see on June 6th how that stands. And I thought it looked like ridiculously good, which is, like I said, it's weird for me because I have no interest in these games ever. And I was like, oh, okay, it looks kind of cool if you're into that sort of thing, maybe, but still not that interested. And then it's been previewing recently, and the previews have been like really, really hot.
Mm-hmm.
We know it's going to have like quite a dark story with the Blizzard cutscenes, which interests me. So yeah, it's one that I'm excited to try out. I hope it's on Game Pass at this point. I hope everything has just gone through and we're all moving on with our lives and we're all happy. And this just comes to Game Pass day one, and I can give it a go for a couple of hours. And if the Diablo experience is too PC for me, then maybe I'll move on. But I'm definitely one that I want to check out when it does come on June 6th. So yeah, definitely, yeah, Diablo 4.
Very interesting. I mean, 3 was fun. I have the 2 remake and I've never played it. But they're fun games on console, so I'm sure that 4 will be as well.
Yeah, it does look good. I just wouldn't pay because it's $69.99. I think it's I'm pretty sure it's a 70 quid game. So if the deal has gone through by then, which I don't think it will, I think that deal's going to drag on quite a while. Maybe after the deal's gone through, then it retroactively comes to Game Pass.
Yeah, it's gonna be so interesting as well because everything that's been like said in the previews has been pretty positive. Like, are they gonna fuck it with microtransactions? That's the interesting thing, isn't it? Like, if they don't fuck it, I feel this is gonna like review really well and be a very good game. But yeah, this is Blizzard. And if we've learned something recently, is you don't trust Blizzard, right?
Absolutely not.
Mm.
Pengy, your next game.
Well, as the rule stated, you have to have some sort of 2023 date. Correct. And this game has the last time we got a date for it was next winter. Well, Crisis Core Reunion came out this winter in December. So, by that logic, and we're celebrating the 35 years of Final Fantasy, because you have to have a whole year to celebrate its 35th anniversary. So you've got Theatre Rhythm, you've got the Pixel remasters, you've got 16, and what do you end the year with, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not as hopeful for you that it's going to be this year, Pengy, but
I think it slips, but it's winter and they're celebrating 35 years of Final Fantasy now. So we're gonna go that it's coming this December 2023, and that's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
there you go. Craig can
Yeah.
be annoyed about that when Crisis Core. He likes it, and it's not the rest aren't on Xbox.
Yeah, but you then play Final Fantasy VII, the classic PS1 version, wouldn't you? After the Crisis Core, there you go.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll be doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, so Rebirth, we've only had the one trailer of it from the Final Fantasy VII showcase, which was in the not E3 sort of thing. It was one of the best things that was at the event. It looked, it looked good. From what we've seen of it, hopefully we do see more. Maybe when we have a PlayStation showcase or something at some point. Be interesting to continue that on, and how it ends will also be because it's the middle part of a trilogy. And like, will it just like end abruptly? Will it be like Halo 2? Like, oh no, it just ended. And will it be like that? And then we got to wait for Final Fantasy VII Revengeance or whatever the third one's called. So yeah.
Very nice. So I'm going to break the order now because my door is just gone. So Craig, if you could back to you and Pengy, and I'll be back in one moment.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. So I've got 2 left. I'm gonna pick out one from my list, and I'm gonna go for the Dead Space remake actually.
Okay.
Similar to, I guess, kind of similar to Diablo in a way, and I've never actually played any of the Dead Space games.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't expecting when they announced this to be that excited for it because EA, they don't they've not been doing great when it comes to single player games, other than obviously Respawn in recent times up there. I guess. Well, I guess they won Game of the Year last year with it. Take Bucks Cup.
Mm.
But the more they've shown of this, I do think it looks amazing. The last trailer in particular, I believe they shown looked phenomenal. I saw a lot of stuff on Twitter, and it's like, this is what you remember like Dead Space looking like, but then actually showing like the original Dead Space screenshots and it being like so much different. It's hilarious. So yeah, that first game came out for, was it 360 era?
Yeah, it's 360. I'm pretty sure it's pretty early 360.
Yeah. So yeah, the difference was very impressive. I was interested because I thought I would have picked up Callisto Protocol by now to compare the two, but I obviously haven't picked up Callisto Protocol. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how it does when it comes out. It is early, I believe it's January as well.
Yeah, it's January, so yeah.
So yeah, it's an early one in the year. I'm looking at the date now. It's the 27th. Actually, it's right at the end of January.
Yeah.
So that gives me enough time, in fairness, to play everything else. When does Monster Hunter come? Oh, Monster Hunter comes to Game Pass on the 20th. That might be a problem. That might be a problem for Dead Space remake, but we'll see.
But you could wait until it comes to EA Play if you really wanted to, couldn't you?
Yeah, true. No, that's a good point.
But EA weirdly suddenly had this resurgence of single, because obviously you got Jedi Survivor coming, Wild Hearts coming, which is obviously going to be like a weird multiplayer sort of thing. But obviously, and they showed that other one. I can't remember what it was called, Avium or something, like a shooter. The Game Awards. So it's I guess it's nice to see EA branching out, trying different things. But then when one of them flops and sells 4 copies, they'll be like, nope, we go back to FIFA.
Yeah, cancel the balls, scrap everything.
Yeah, that's going to be the thing, though.
So yeah, back to you then, Pengy.
Well, my list was done. I only had 5: Fire Emblem, Jedi, Tears of the Kingdom, Final Fantasy 16, and Rebirth. Yeah.
No, so I presume I missed. Is it Wild Hearts?
No, you missed.
Dead Space remake.
Oh yeah, horror games.
Craig is all on the horror games.
Yeah. Yeah. Silent Hill
season, right?
And Alone in the Dark.
Silent Hill didn't miss my list because we haven't got a date for it.
Okay, well we'll end mine then, because we'll do what I'm sure I've only got 2, but we'll go with one because I can only think of one on top of my head. It's a game I know that you guys haven't chosen. It is confirmed for 2023, I believe, because I believe pre-orders are up for the collector's edition right now, and that is Space Marine 2.
Yes, I'm sure the last trailer they did, they confirmed it was at the Game Awards.
Yes, and I'm very excited. Love the first game. Love the universe of Warhammer 40,000. I've played the tabletop game since I was about 10. I've been on and off for the last 20 years with it, but the universe has always been unreal. I think it has some of the best lore in fantasy writing, especially in sci-fi. So yeah, very excited for its resurgence. It's had the last couple of years. There's a lot of games that have just come out recently, and there's a lot of the tabletop is more popular than it's ever been because of COVID. And now obviously we've had the Henry Cavill news about an Amazon show.
Yeah, see, we could have put shows on. You could have had the Warhammer show.
Well, that's not coming next year, is it, Pengy?
Damn. Okay.
But Space Marine 2 just looks like more of the same. Looks like it's using the tech of newer consoles and newer PCs to put a lot of blood and gore on screen. I know we were kind of disappointed with Necromunda in the end when it came out, the shooter. That was just average, but I think someone like Craig would really enjoy it. Generally speaking, the last few Warhammer games have had a pretty good review cycle, so yeah, very, very much looking forward to Space Marine. That could be a pre-order for me, but we'll see. I still want them to do a re-release of the first one, to be honest with you, because it's not backwards compatible, and it's not obviously on PlayStation, on their sort of newer stores. So I would love a backwards compatible or a new version of Space Marine 1, but I will cope with Space Marine 2.
Was the first one a 360 game?
It was, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really
I kind of
game.
briefly remember it.
You would have loved it, ironically, Craig. It kind of feels like half Gears of War, like half a bit hacky slashy. Real big
I remember seeing
character.
it, thinking it looked very good.
Yeah.
And I said this one does look awesome. All the trailers they've shown of it look pretty badass.
Yeah.
So even someone like me who has no interest in Warhammer, I can see me.
Yeah,
giving this a go.
Warhammer's a funny one because I think you'd be interested in the universe. Like, obviously, you're not interested in painting figures, but you'd be
No.
very. I think the universe, you'd be like, oh, actually, this is kind of sick. Like, you know, what I mean? Like
Yeah.
a couple of good games, like a good TV show. And I think you'd be like, oh, actually, this is good shit. Like, I can see why Dave likes it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But,
definitely.
But yes, obviously, we're due to get Dark Tide. That would probably be on that list as well. Because me and Craig have been excited for that game since the announcement, and I've pretty much avoided all the PC footage that's been coming out recently because I just want to wait until I can get my hands on it on console. But
Same.
very excited for Dark Tide. Very, very excited for Dark Tide. I think it is kind of low-key the year of Warhammer 40,000 next year if those games both come out and do well, which I think Dark Tide is reviewing fairly well on PC. Pengila, correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm not 100% sure. I can easily Google it.
But yeah, so there's a lot of great games coming out next year. I think 2023 has the potential to be one of the best years in gaming. I mean, we didn't even talk about Starfield. I don't think anyone talked about Spider-Man 2.
No, because we've only had that one trailer. Craig did have one other one on his list. So what was the other one, Craigie?
Oh, I had a spare one. What was my other? Oh, the Suicide Squad. That was my spare one.
Okay.
God, we'll see after I play Gotham Knights, Craig.
Yeah. Although this is the A team, isn't it?
Well,
Not the
still,
fucking-
yeah, you're right, but it's like
E team or whatever.
I don't know if people really want to play as Shark Man and Hot Clown Girl. You know what I mean? I don't. Craig, I just want to be Batman. But yes, very curious about so many games this year. But yeah, I think it's ironically it's quite a weak year at the moment for Nintendo and Sony. But I think we'll get more announcements on that front.
See, Nintendo have like a game every month up until May. But obviously one of them
like obviously Zelda's the biggest hitter. Is there any other really big hitters?
not really.
No, I was
Because
gonna say,
Fire Emblem.
Because we're
Then-
gonna
and then
get a Mario game this year. There's no way
then
that movie comes out and they don't have another game ready.
Yeah. And it's like the Kirby Wii Master, the weird Bayonetta spin-off.
Yeah, so
sort of
other
thing.
than Zelda, there isn't a big hit. There is there really like Fire
No, it's
Emblem
not
won't
big,
do
yeah.
crazy numbers. I mean I'm pretty certain. I mean I'd almost place a bet on it that I think there'll be a Mario game next year. But we'll see. But yeah, that's our little preview of 2023. So we will be doing our Game of the Year episode in the new year. I don't know if there's going to be a video between now and then. I think there'll probably be some videos. I don't know if there'll be a Gamecast, but we'll see. But thank you everyone for watching us all year. It's been quite a good year, I think, for the channel. We've done lots of episodes. We've had a little bit of growth. So if you've got this far, put a comment. Let us know what your most anticipated game is for 2023. And we will speak to you in 2023. Have a wonderful Christmas and a New Year. Thank you very much.
Bye.